Joe Bill is late coming where he is. All right, Katrina Benton, Matt Bex.
Bex, there you are. Matt Bex helped me find my car in the parking garage after we came home. I wandered the parking garage for 20 minutes.
It's cold outside.
Setting my alarm off, I couldn't find my car, and I walked down Matt Bex and said, please drive me to find my car. His wife looked at me like I was crazy. I'm freezing cold. Allison's waiting on the curb with luggage. Where are you? I don't know where I am.
Did you know which car you brought?
It was awful.
All right, Xavier Strand, Jim Black. Julie Blackley got her first check
Good. Wow.
out in the Eagle River.
That was fast. She's got license 3 days ago. Yeah.
Bob Bolding's buying lunch for all of us, had a slew of clothing. There you go. All right, in case anyone's wondering, in case anyone's hungry,
If
go
we're
see
profitable this month, you can thank Bob Bolding.
Dave Brown. Kristen Cole, Christina Corridor. Kevin Cross.
That was her first one, wasn't it? Oh, yay, we were
But she
here.
just got in last night from Columbia, so.
Oh, good. Well, happy home
After she
coming
lost
to
her
you.
back
There you
for a
go.
while.
That's right. Keep going.
Mr. Cross.
Okay, so time out. So, for those of you who don't know, I want to brag for a moment. Kevin, when we were at Family Reunion, had his audition to become a bold coach. So he had to perform. There's a little tap dance involved. He's pretty light on his feet. But basically, he passed, and he's their #1 draft choice if we want to use NFL combine terms. And so we'll find out what his next step is. But we could very easily look pretty promising of all the bold coaches making out the secret here in the next
Alrighty. Miss Mary Jo Cuniff. Steve Day. Are they back?
They got back last night.
Awesome. Brenton Dewan. All the way back there. Matt Dimmick.
Pay attention. Oh, that was short. It's my fault. It's my fault.
I didn't hit the camera.
I like this. Nikki Dishnu, #2.
Oh, good.
2 weeks in a row. There you go. Miss Ignite. All right, Michelle Dorner. Kira Dreyer. Chris Cruz. Kira Dreyer.
I've seen her yet. She's supposed to be on our panel.
Yeah.
Okay, hopefully she'll be here soon.
Chris Ruzo, Ed Erickson, Todd Esty, Jonna Shaporta, Wilfred Fernandez, Mark Frenzel, Christina Gomez.
There she
I
is.
saw her face.
Hiding behind Cuesta. I'll go high. Cuesta's little though, so it's easy to go over the top.
All right, Miss Kelly Harris, Quake Hayden, Tess Held, Liz Steele.
Oh, man, spoken metal, don't you?
Steele.
Look, we're good. We're learning.
Maybe I'm just jumping through the alphabet list. Why you gotta call me out in public? On camera, no less. Thanks for that one.
Allison's kind of out of control, right?
This is why they don't let me do
We
this.
don't let her out of her office very often.
Please. All right, Vicki Hudson, Michael King, Jesse Knight.
Oh, praise the Lord.
Those Knight boys, gotta love them. Tyson Kroon, Kim Kruchowski, Steve Larrett.
Oh, Kevin came up. He rose up. I almost did it again. I was careful. I learned my lesson last
I'm all
time.
scar tissue now.
I promise. Okay, we'll do it again. Ever.
July Leslie, Questalot. Oh, she's got a handful of
Oh,
colors.
she has like that. All kinds of hair. It's her first one. I won't scare her.
All right, Joe Lowndes, Katie Lucas, Amy Mackey Hornack, Mark Mandigo,
Great. We have a lot of people getting paid last week.
John Mapes, Larry Malden, Christy Ma, Bree Moore, Kareem Muir, Debbie Muma,
That's gross.
Ollendorfs. It's easier.
Ollendorfs. Yeah, they're here somewhere.
Diet Owen, Linwood Parker in Texas, Gerald Peshnikov, Clinton Peterson, Trina Pomeroy, Kathleen Poulin, Brittany Radford, Chris Rakoff, Meehan Reed, Dustin Renner, Stephen Renner, John Rodriguez in Costa Rica, Olivia Sarno, Anna Schulman, Jacob Sebring.
Jacob got a check. Yay. Still making money out of this office.
All right, Diane Shearer, Chrissy Schellenberger. Here we go. Water breaking. Beth Simpson.
That was worth it.
We'll keep it in the
It's
family.
like you're messing with a dog. Put some backspin on that. And it was very top spin. Yeah, thank you.
All right, we got Stuart Smith, Ms. Jo Sonnerholm.
Yes, and her hands are full, so I'm
Yes,
not going
they
to
are.
knock her out. She's got lots of stuff.
We got Miss Jen Stahlcup.
Oh, Jenny! Oh!
Where's that helmet?
into that guy.
Yeah, but here's your helmet.
I don't know what then we lost.
All right, we've got John Storm, Caroline Strianu, Derek Suter, Jeffrey Sussel, Jesse Tanner, Michael Teeling.
Where's Teeling? It's his birthday today.
Where's
Teeling?
Teeling?
Happy birthday!
All right, here we go. Erica Tinas. Janice Tolbert.
I saw Janice.
She's right there, second row. She's so little.
That way. Just put clothes on, hoping it was going to work out in the end.
She went through a lot to get to Phoenix, so I'll be nice.
All right, Ryan Tollefson, Jeremy Tompkins, Kristen Van Wee, Tara Van Orsdal, I get screwed up every time it says Darlene.
Walden.
I can't help it. Dar Walden. I can't.
There, Ed, I'll let you take hers.
Who is that?
There you go.
And Miss Kylie Wise.
Awesome.
That thing ain't never gonna see Dora.
We're gonna get Dora out of Rotary so we can get her here. Okay, so, boy, all kinds of stuff to go through. First of all, you'll find, just kind of give you, before I go into family reunion, a few heads up on training. So if anybody, I sent this out to several people last night, but if anyone is interested in taking Recruit Select, the region is bringing Tony Brody, who is the regional director for Northern California and Hawaii. He was also the team leader in Austin Southwest. Just super guy, good friend of mine, great teacher. It'll be in Seattle, April 24th and 25th.
Okay.
So if you want to go, I believe I got an email about you going. If you want to go, we do not have a registration link yet from the region, and we do not have the venue yet. But it'll probably be the DoubleTree or the Hilton right there at the airport, but don't reserve a room until we know that. If you want to go, would you just shoot me an email and I can make sure to let you know when that link is up. And then we've got Matt and Allison and myself are going. I know Vicki Hudson is going, Chris Druso is going, apparently Ed Walden is going. I know, are you going? Yeah, Kira's going. I was emailing with you about it last night. Wow, that's short-term memory loss. We got several people. We got a great crew of people going, so if you want to go. We're supposed to have it in Anchorage. Initially it was July, now it's maybe August. John Davis, the Vice President of Growth, is teaching it, but getting his schedule in line is proving to be a challenge, so I would not bank on the fact that we're going to have it here. I just wouldn't, if you want to get out of here and go, it's a cheap ticket down to Seattle, go, you can find somebody to share a room with. DoubleTree rooms or Hilton rooms are usually about $200, you know, a night. So that's coming up. And then, good Lord, it's hot in here. What else? What else do I have to cover for training?
Profit share day.
Profit share class today, right after. Book club will start back next week.
ALC Young Guns.
ALC meeting on Thursday. If anybody wants to come in, we've got some big stuff to discuss. 10:30 to noon. Good stuff, but big stuff. Those that are in the Young Guns Leadership Group, 12 to 1:30 after that. And I think that's it. So there is also a great MAPS coaching class that's coming out. It's a breakthrough class, I believe. Chris Suarez, who is the OP in Portland and one of the top agents there, is teaching basically build your business to the model. It's an MREA model building coaching class. Really a good one. And so I just want to let you guys know about that. If you're interested in a coaching program that isn't, mastery, that commits you to $1,000 a month, but something kind of halfway, this might be something you really want to take. Plus, it's literally taking the systems of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent and putting them into place in your business. So check that out on kw.com. Okay, what else? Anything I'm missing? No? Do I have anybody new in here that I need to welcome? I don't think so. We had a bunch of people get licensed while we were gone, but I don't think they're in here. Okay.
Oh, yeah, actually, somebody is licensed on our team.
Oh, yeah. Well, she,
She's kind of
yes.
being quiet over
Yes.
there.
We signed her papers yesterday. Caitlin is passed her test, so congratulations. Your liability just went up. So I want to just cover a couple quick highlights from Family Reunion before we start into our panel. You have on your seat a copy of the program from the Inspirational Breakfast. I don't know about you guys, but this was the best inspirational breakfast that I have been to, and I've been to 7 now, and they've always been amazing, but I mean, the tears started at the beginning and I finally gave up trying to stop. It was just unbelievable, great stories. But the cool piece is that you guys were featured in the book on the back page, one of the stories that they tell. And you were featured for your work in putting together the fundraiser for Rondé, Christina Collins, and Mark Lewis. And guys, there's 700, a lot of you guys, I don't think you grasped what a big deal this is. Because I walked around and people were like, oh, that's nice. This is like huge. I mean, you're talking about 95,000 associates, and they put, what, 4 stories in here and 3 stories on stage. That's how impactful you are, that you made this. So it's pretty neat to be recognized at that level, and it just shows the caliber of service mentality that this office has in the culture. So really cool. We brought in, because we had to lug them back from Phoenix.
Cross town.
I'm bringing my luggage back, and I've got like all these folders and all this stuff and these things there because my luggage was half empty. And I said to Allison and Shannon, I was like, is this heavy? Is this bag heavy? Am I just that out of shape? And they were like, no, it's kind of heavy. We get up to the counter, I pulled up, and she's like, you're 17 pounds overweight. That'll be $90. I look over and their bags are already through and they didn't have room anyways to put it in. So yes, it was a labor of love to bring these awards back. So our office got 3 awards in the region. We were the 2nd place in net recruiting. I don't remember what they were. We were the 2nd place in our region in profit share for 2013. Only Boise was ahead of us. And we were the 2nd place in gross recruiting. So really cool stuff. You should know that you guys were recognized for that as well. So that being said, I want to bring up our panel. I've just thrown together some seats. So Chris and Questa and Kira and Steve and who else is in here that's on my list? Patty.
I want to know how they're going to decide who gets this round.
And this is going to be fun. We're going to see how this goes.
Whoever doesn't have a skirt on should take that one.
I'm wearing a skirt under this.
Nobody's going to take the I will. Actually, I will because I'm walking in front of everybody. I'm going to take your armrest. Oh, or not. Sorry. It's okay. Okay, so basically what I want to do is sorry, I'm going to block you. Run through here and I gave these guys a list of questions and we're just going to kind of go down the aisle. If you hear something that was said by someone before you, let's go ahead and move past it so we make good use of the time. But just start with Kira down here. So what was the most impactful class, item, moment, relationship, or conversation that you had at Family Reunion?
For me, one of the classes that I went to was by Russell Rose. He's in Dallas. He did $194 million last year. And his class that he taught was on getting business by referrals. And the majority of my business does come from referrals. And so I went to one of his classes last year, and I kind of incorporated a couple of things that he does in terms of customer service. And I went back to his class again this year, and I felt like I had never heard it before. And it was just amazing because it really related to me. And we all had experiences like that. There's something there for everybody. I want to build raving fans like he has, and he has a 7x7, just very detailed and planned out process for what he does with his clients after they close a transaction. 1 week for 7 weeks, he does something. And that was just like awesome for me. It was like, wow, okay, I'm doing this, I'm implementing it. Very cool. I like that.
Patty.
Okay, classes. I think anytime you can see Gary Keller and Jay Papasan teach a class, you just go. And they had a panel of coaches, Monica Reynolds, who was up here last year, and Tony DeSello, and I can't remember the other two now, to tell you the truth.
They clearly revolutionized your life.
Yeah, obviously. Well, the other two, yeah.
Very nice.
I mean, like, I'm on the spot.
I'm teasing.
And then after that, they had a panel of realtors who have taken their business from, ground zero to unbelievable. And what was interesting about those, I think there were 3 realtors, one from Kirkland, Washington, Lance, I remember him, and then the other lady, I can't remember the names right now, I've got it written down somewhere. But the one lady follows, the models and the systems to the T. And Lance was so funny because he said he hated relationships. And I know that Gary and Jay both kind of went like that, because he doesn't want to talk to anybody. He sends his people out, but he's a businessman. And that was what was so great about him. And then the other lady, she's all about building the relationships. So there were 3 totally separate type people coming from different backgrounds and just have gone through the roof. We're talking like, 83, 100 million a year. So awesome.
Very cool.
I think for me it was Ben Kinney's 500 listings in a year. He's just, if you guys have ever had the opportunity to go see him, he is so scripted, so sharp. And it was just the biggest aha in the world to me to hear him present his listing presentation in 3 different ways. He's got his investor, he's got when they come into the office, and then he's got a piece of paper that he uses when he goes out. There were no bells and whistles, nothing fancy. It was all information driven, and it was all just a script presented 3 different ways. And it was just the biggest aha in the world to me that, I don't practice scripts anymore. I thought, well, I've been in this 2 years, I'm pretty good at that, and I've got it, and I am good at scripts. But Ben Kinney still practices scripts, so who am I? So that was a big aha for me, like, this is something we gotta do every single day. We can always get better, because I'm probably never gonna be as good as him, so I'll just keep working towards that.
Can I tag on to that?
Sure.
Because that was one of the things I wanted to talk about, because I went to that class as well too. And with regard to scripts, we all think we kind of know what we're doing. But that man, when he did, the last time he did a script, he did it as fast as he possibly could. Just like that. And you know that he knows the script inside and out, backwards and forwards. It's amazing. It was amazing.
And to that point, the difference was, it's not that he's pulling this information from some vast database that we don't have, the internet or the real estate experience to draw upon. It's a script. Learn the script, and you too can do what Ben Kinney does.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Pretty powerful.
Chris, your first family reunion after your first year in real estate, right?
Yes, this was our first, me and my wife Jonna went. We were not planning on going until about the last minute.
It literally was the last minute.
After talking with several other people, we talked with Ed and Dar, and also Reed Moore and a few other people, Shana, and we decided that it means something we wanted to do, and I thought just overall it was a good experience. Just all the energy that is there at the family reunion, and it kind of rubs off on you. And as far as speakers, I also thought Ben Kinney was one of the top speakers that I got the most information out of. And yeah, just the way he does his scripts, I actually, since I took the class, I recorded it and I've listened to it several other times, and he has it word for word, where he doesn't change a single word pretty much. And one thing he's mentioned is that whenever he recruits a new listing agent on his team, he has them listen to the same presentation multiple times. He has a paper form, he has it on audio, he has it on video. So pretty much if they mess up on one word, then he takes them off from doing listings and puts them in a different role. So I mean, that's how strict he is as far as staying on that script. So I thought that was a really good one to implement.
Good. Yeah, the interesting thing about Ben Kinney, for those of you who don't know, I mean, how many years ago, Matt, was it he got into the business? 8?
I don't even know if it's that long.
It was right about the time that I came to Keller.
I was thinking
He was a
6
cable
years.
repairman, like
Yeah.
before.
We got in 1 year before Matt's been in 7.
Okay,
So
so
8 years.
8 years.
Wow.
I'm a little impressed with myself right now. No, I'm just kidding. But I mean, this is the thing. Like Ben Kinney stands up there and he packs the room, and the fire marshals have to throw people out. because too many people come in, that this guy puts his pants on the same way everybody else does, and he's worked a blue collar job. You don't have to be, a CEO to come step in and run a great real estate business. It's any man can do it, or woman for that matter. So just a point of fact.
Well,
Question.
his pants are a little bit lopsided than his wallet.
Because of his wallet.
Sag a little lower than that.
I took a lot of great classes. I can honestly say every class I took, I was able to take something out of it. And of course, when you're into real estate for a certain amount of time, you think you know a lot. But every single class that I took, there was something new that I could implement in my business. But the one class, and Ann is going to be surprised when I say this, the 80-20 class that I took with Monica Reynolds, it just kind of made me realize that, when you focus 80% of your time on the stuff that's absolutely most important, I think it will allow me to do something that I want to do, which is have a business and be a mom. And so it was just kind of
the cutest little baby in the world.
Yeah,
He's adorable.
I agree with that.
He's cute. There's no hiding it.
Yeah, and being able to produce or be a high production agent doesn't just mean working 12, 14 hours a day. It means doing what's important every day, and even if it's 2 to 4 hours of that. And that was my favorite class.
Cool.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because you and I were texting about you were like, are you sure you think I should go to this class?
And because it was an executive assistant class,
Yeah.
but it was packed. Monica Reynolds I think she's an amazing speaker. I really do. And she adds humor to her. And
engages you.
Yeah, I thought it was a great class, and it just it's like the foundation, outside of all the systems and everything that you put in place as part of that foundation. So.
Well, and I'm going to stop there for a second and just touch on something I wanted you guys to get. I believe one of the key components to making family reunions successful for you, because it is an investment in your business. It's not cheap. We know this. I think one of the key pieces is to really put time into building that schedule of classes. And ask questions, ask people, what do you think? Should I I'm looking at this one, should I take this or should I not? I can't tell you the number of people that I would say, no, don't take that one. That's a waste of your time. It's better for you to take this one. Because if you're in there, if you're just haphazardly go into stuff, you can walk away and go, But if you're really purposeful, and I know, I would venture to say that almost all of our people were highly purposeful about taking classes that worked for them, and we're willing to say, hey, can you help me? And I mean, we love nothing more than sitting down and working through the book with you guys, because that's so critical to grabbing the most out of the experience. Okay, let's flip it up a little bit. Steve, what did you learn that you already knew, but now you know it at a deeper level? You guys know how that feels, right? You know something and then you know it. you know it and then you know it. It's a different level.
I think there were a couple of things. One of them was write down your goals, put it in front of your face. I don't know when I got off of doing that. Just focused on other things, and it's just such a simple thing to do. Write it down, stick it in front of your face. That was a big one. The other one was, we lead gen 2 hours a day, every day. That's our business model. That's what we do. Everybody in the team is committed to that. We commit every day at 9. We have a quick meeting, and we lead gen 9 to 11, 11:30. What I kept hearing down there was 3.5 to 4 hours of lead gen. So it went from 2, I think in the MREA it says, to 3.5 to 4 hours. And so 2 hours of lead gen and an hour of follow-up. And that's something that we've just got to implement. It's just got to be 3.5 to 4 hours. We want to have a big business, and that's what we've got to do. So just ramping that up. But it's building on those old habits.
Yeah.
But I'd say those 2 things were
cool. Kira, what about you?
For me, this is where my visual aid comes in. My
Show and tell. Yay!
I felt like my children this morning.
I like this.
So,
Kira is the star student of the week, and she's going to present her favorite photos.
So, for me, lead generating is our business. That's what we do. That is my job in my business, is to lead generate, and my commitment is 20 contacts a day. And so, one of the things that, and I know that, and I do that. Sometimes it's only 10. This was my January calendar, and some days there's only 10. Some days there was only 6 on it. And some days there's blank. And, you know, after coming out of family reunion, in my mind's eye, I really visualized my day. And as I pictured my day, and there's a lot of things that I like to do in my day, I have my big rocks my biggest rock is my scripture study in the morning. I get up and I do that first. And then I exercise. And then my next big rock is to do my job, which is to lead generate. And so I decided to come back and just take one of these calendars and put on it my job. This is my job.
Ahead.
Yeah, and so this is February, this is March. And somebody was talking about the number of days, because sometimes in my mind when I think lead generating 20 contacts a day, and that's my goal, I feel like, oh, into the eternity. It just seems like so many people. And what I heard this time was 200 days a year. And when I sat back and I thought, wow, 200 days a year is not 365 days a year. And then when I divided that out into a month, it's 16 days out of the month. Then you're deficient 8, so you have to make up 8. And if there's 4 weeks in a month, that's only 4 days a week. Now, I'm not saying don't do it 5 days a week yet. For me, what I decided to do, because I've got vacation time and all of these, you know, going to Recruit Select and things in there. So I decided to go through my calendar and just write my job on my calendar, which is, and it's in green because it makes me money. Nothing else makes me money. And just put in there 16 days out of the month. In March, I'm going to Spain for 10 days, and we've got ALC clinic for 2 days. Just by lead generating 2 Saturdays, I can still get my 16 days of 20 days a week, even though I'm gone on vacation 10 days. And yeah, and so that was really just very cool for me and very liberating to me to see that this is my job. This is my only job. If I do nothing else in a day, this is my job.
Very cool. Love it. Patty,
Well, I would agree.
do you have a visual aid as
No,
well?
I don't, sorry. Sorry. The teacher doesn't have the visual aid, okay. No, but I would have to agree that lead generating is the one thing that, you know, it's like kicking a dead horse with me. And I like to always say I'm not the Keller Williams poster child, because I'm not. I just hate to pick up that phone, and I will look for every other opportunity to meet with people, talk to people, and that's what I'm better at, rather than, you know, picking up the phone. So, but a couple of the classes that I took talked about things that you can do other than, like, you know, concentrate on your core advocate group. Those are the people who are giving you leads or giving you referrals, and so concentrate on them. And also, I forget who it was, but 50 lunches, and it was take 50 weeks out of the year and take somebody to lunch. Take a past client, take one of your core advocates, something like that. So just some great ideas, because I am not that poster.
Well, the model is to lead generate.
Right.
The creativity piece, there are people who are really great in front of people, and there's nothing to say you can't get your 20 contacts a day face to face.
And that's what I
It doesn't,
prefer
I
to
mean,
do.
a phone call is great, but the point is the conversation, right? And so there's some ideas, as long as you're hitting your goals in terms of contacts, you know, that's the model, is to be in conversation with people consistently about real estate. Chris?
Yeah, I took a few of Tony DeSolo's classes, and I thought, he really puts a lot of emphasis on the database and marketing to your database. He had one guy from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, in one of his classes, and this guy, he's done last year he did about 1,500 deals, and he said about 400 or so of those were just from his database. And recently, within the last 5 or 6 years, he's been really focusing a lot more on that database, on marketing to his database. And one of the things he said is just when he talks to me, he doesn't really do much of the lead generating at this point with his team, but he has telemarketers on his team. I think he has like 5 to 7 telemarketers, and he mentioned that just asking the people you talk to for their contact information, like the email and other contact information, I think, and that's one thing sometimes when I'm making a call, I don't think to ask for the email address or phone number, and I think just asking to put all that information into a database is something I'm focusing on more. I already knew about it, but I think just putting a little more focus on it.